Hey everyone, welcome to the Zelda Board Podcast. I'm your host, Spiegelwee. With me today are Zyber.
Hi, I'm just eating cheese sticks here.
And we also have Hextupliudot.
How's it going, guys?
And these guys and their magnificent hair and bodily features are going to be with me tonight. And we just watched the Hyrule Warriors Nintendo Direct. And what follows is sort of our live reactions as it happens. And we're going to have the video set behind the audio so you can sort of see how we saw it and how we were reacting in that moment. So we're just going to get right to it. Later on, we'll have a user question of the week, and it's going to be awesome. So we hope you enjoy it. Thanks. It is 8 o'clock.
Oh,
and it's
fantasy
starting.
violence, suggestive themes.
Oh, look. Zelda and Link.
So far, this is stuff that we've already seen. Nothing
Very
new.
awesome, though.
Oh, Lena.
We get every character
I don't
here.
like her.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, is that Manhandla? I have to know.
I think it's Manhandla.
Okay.
This is a cool sizzle reel. Got all the characters, some bosses.
Oh, I thought they were going to give us one more.
Yeah, that's disappointing. I was hoping for a Smash character there.
Ooh, it's not Iwata.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Yosuke Hayashi from Koei Tecmo Games, the producer of Hyrule Warriors. Today, I'd like to give some new information about
Hello.
Hyrule Warriors, directly
Oh,
Oh man, he did it.
to you.
why'd they have to get the guy with the lisp?
First, I'd like to spend a little time showing you how battles progress in Hyrule Warriors, using the first stage in the game. As you may know, Hyrule Warriors combines two series, The Legend of Zelda and Dynasty Warriors.
Look at the grass texture.
Oh man, it's so
Beautiful.
saddening.
Based in the world of The Legend of Zelda, you can use
And your
simple
grass doesn't
controls
look
to
like
defeat
that?
hordes of enemies with the flashy moves
Well,
and
Zelda
exciting
used grass
one-man
doesn't
army
look like
action
that.
of Dynasty Warriors.
What costume is that?
That's the starting,
On the battlefield,
trainee
the player is not the only one
costume.
facing enemies.
I guess,
In
uniform,
addition
not
to many
costume.
Hyrulean soldiers, other characters like Zelda and Impa will fight alongside you on the same field.
Okay, we know that.
Depending on the situation, characters will engage in battle chatter, and the player's objectives will continuously change.
Okay, so just a quick summary, I guess,
There are
of
some
the
enemies you
mechanics.
can't defeat easily merely using combo attacks.
Which is new to me. I've never played a Dynasty Warriors
When
game,
you're facing
so.
this type of enemy, you must lock onto it using the L button, close the gap, and find the right opening to defeat it.
Who are those soldiers fighting with Link? Are they like just...
Is lock-on new?
In Hyrule
It
Warriors,
is for a Dynasty Warriors
many of the
game,
gameplay elements are based on those from the Legend of
from
Zelda
what they
series.
say. I heard some sword sound cues or music cues while they were fighting. That was kind of cool.
Notice the familiar music when the player acquires bombs.
This translator's
Looks
amazing.
like it's time to use them right away.
Oh, that was so cool, man.
Throwing 3 at once, 5
Look
at
at
Throw
this.
once.
bombs to
Score
destroy
on
rocks,
Captain.
or even to attack enemies. Okay, now let's look at the map.
Okay.
Enemies are in red, and allies are in blue.
Looks
On
like
the battlefield,
Splatoon.
there are many keeps.
A little bit.
And by taking over these keeps, you can increase your number of soldier bases, changing the battle situation in your favor. This red square here represents one of the keeps. Defeat the enemies in this keep to take it over. Expanding your territory to create a favorable situation for your army is the most important key to victory.
So it's almost like an RTS.
And now, it looks like a giant boss has appeared, King Dodongo.
I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos.
New missions will appear as battle situations change.
I think it is interesting that
And the victory
the design
conditions
for
will also
Dodongo
constantly change.
changed from like their initial reveal
Even
trailer.
just now, the victory
Oh, yeah.
condition changed to defeat King Dodongo. so you have to defeat him to clear the
Not
stage.
to mention way different from Ocarina of Time too.
Yeah, I think they're trying to make
Can't
some of
damage him
those
much with
recurring
normal
bosses a little bit more
But since it's a common
universal
Zelda
rather
convention
than
to use the
specific
item
to
you
one
just
game.
acquired, let's use the bombs we just got.
Oh boy. Actually reminds me of a four-legged Goron.
I always thought it was weird how like the Dodongo wasn't like damaged by the bombs itself. It just kind of
Once you
knocked it
complete a
out.
stage, you'll see your score on screen.
Yeah, that is interesting.
And you'll earn rupees and various other
Little
materials.
surface cuts are more effective than a giant explosion.
I'll
in its
explain how you
throat.
can
Yeah.
use these later.
You got all the old rags.
In Hyrule Warriors, you can acquire many other familiar items from the Legend of Zelda series. In addition to destroying walls with bombs, you can attack distant enemies using arrows,
That's a big baba.
climb up walls with the hookshot,
Oh, cool.
and more.
And more.
You have to take advantage of each type of item, and think your way through each level as you defeat enemies and explore the field.
Thinking's for kiddie games.
And just like King Dodongo,
I think you're
who I
like 2
showed
seconds
earlier,
ahead of me.
there are some monsters who are more easily defeated with certain items. For example, here's Goma. If you've played a game from the Zelda series, you've probably encountered this monster before. Its weak spot is its big open eye,
What?
but
No
you
way.
can't effectively attack it with normal weapons.
Huh. That's new. It actually tries
That's
to
where the
guard
bow
itself.
comes
Oh, Goma's shooting lasers.
Use different kinds of items to battle various bosses, just like in the Legend of Zelda games.
That is a hardcore spin attack stab.
There should have been blood shooting out.
Hello everyone,
Wow, this is
I'm
a
Eiji Aonuma
romantic
from
scene.
Nintendo, and I'm a supervisor on Hyrule Warriors. I'm also the producer of the Legend of Zelda series.
Go
Love
supervise
this song.
Zelda
In
U.
Hyrule Warriors, there are many elements drawn from the Zelda series. I would like to show you one of them right now. Let's start with the Kuko.
The Kuko. Is that how you pronounce
This
that?
is, of course, a past Zelda game. As you probably know, Kukos are a very familiar staple within the Zelda series. You'll notice them here and there in villages and towns, and you can pick one up or attack them.
That's the point, I guess.
But if you keep attacking them, it makes them quite angry. Now here's a Kuko in Hyrule Warriors.
Looks awesome.
You have to be careful in this game as well, since they
Man,
will
that's
come
brutal.
after you if you accidentally
Holy
hit them.
crap.
Man.
But in some situations,
Super
you
Kuko,
can make them your ally,
uh,
and they may be able to help you turn the battle in your favor.
They look like the Kukos
Yeah,
from
more in a
Smash
bit.
Bros.
Yeah,
One
a little
item.
bit. Oh man.
Oh, we're getting a new one.
Now, I'd
Come
like to
on,
spend a little bit
Ganondorf.
of time introducing you to some of the playable characters in the game. Unlike in traditional Zelda titles, many characters will join the battle in Hyrule Warriors. First up, of course, is Link.
I didn't think it was that
In
obvious.
Hyrule Warriors, he appears as a soldier training to defend Hyrule Kingdom, where Princess Zelda lives. His signature weapon is, naturally, a one-handed sword. Link is a well-rounded hero, easy to use for anyone. And he can of course do his famous spin attack. Now for our heroine, Princess Zelda. In the main Zelda series, she normally doesn't get too involved in battles, but she is quite
That
active
costume.
as one of the playable characters in Hyrule
Certain
Warriors.
someone's gonna be happy.
Her signature weapon is a rapier. With her fast and fierce combo attack, she can easily plow through monsters. But she can also create arrows of light to take down distant enemies.
Whoa.
Impa often appears as a close advisor to Princess Zelda in the core series.
Lens of Truth?
Her character is designed as a Sheikah soldier with a bit of Japanese flair. Her weapon is a massively powerful blade. a wide
Japanese
attack
culture's 3 weird, 5
She
me.
acts and talks, much like a samurai.
More thread callbacks.
Next up, another character familiar to Zelda fans, Sheik. Much like Impa, she's a remaining survivor of the Sheikah.
They
and we
said
designed
she.
her in the image
They
of
did.
a ninja. Of course, her true form is. Well, there might be some of you who don't know, so we'll let those players try Hyrule Warriors and see for themselves.
If you play Hyrule Warriors
Using her
before you
heart
play
for martial
Ocarina of
arts,
Time, like you
she's a
shouldn't
speedy
be.
fighter in battle.
It just
Yeah, that's true. But I mean,
I
there's
was
gonna be
actu-
people who do that.
I was actually kind of hoping that she would be her
In
own
Hyrule
character,
Warriors,
just for like
we
a
also have
twist.
more special appearances by characters from 3 beloved Zelda games, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword. First up is Ocarina of Time.
No Majora's Mask?
Here's Darunia, leader of the Gorons. He swings around this giant hammer with ease,
Oh, that's
and uses
boss.
brute force to knock back waves of
Dance is
enemies.
so happy.
It's a perfect fit
I wish
for
I
his
could dance like
dynamic
that.
I want
personality.
to see a dancing attack move.
And if you get him in
Go!
the right mood, he'll bust out some fun dance moves too.
Classic.
Next we have Princess Ruto. She's also from Ocarina of Time. She can change the ground into water to attack enemies, or to travel from place to place.
Like Splatoon.
Her fighting style keeps opponents at a
Just
distance,
saying.
and it's the perfect match for a Zora Princess.
You have that game on the brain, apparently.
From Twilight
I do.
Princess, Midna and Agatha join the battle.
Okay.
Here's
I
the
have to
Twilight
say, the
Princess
music in
herself,
this game
Midna.
is a little bit underwhelming.
Just as
Really?
before, it looks like her true
I've
form
liked
has
it
been
so
changed
far.
by someone's spell.
I just don't like the way they're remixing them.
She
That
can use her
Midna.
hair to grab and throw enemies, or to create a fist and
Someone.
punch them.
I didn't say anything.
Now for
Oh, here we go.
the self-proclaimed princess of the Insect Kingdom. She uses her parasol
She
as a
creeps the
weapon,
enemies out.
and also dynamically attacks enemies using the power of her favorite insects.
I love the question mark after her title.
Whoa.
Additionally, even the boss character Zant from Twilight Princess is playable in this game.
Oh,
He swings around the
Megatons.
scimitars on his
Ah.
hands, summons various things, and can grow to
So they
an
do have
enormous
playable
size during
bosses for enemies.
battle. Tricky moves are definitely
Is he
Zant's
going to be an enemy?
Next, Skyward Sword.
I don't know.
Fi fought
Or, I mean, I
alongside
guess
Link as
that.
the spirit living
Are you ever
inside
going to
his
play
sword.
in the enemy role at all?
Fi moves fluidly.
Hopefully.
when she's dancing,
Am I crazy?
and she can
Or
transform
am I the
herself
only
into a
person in the
sword
world
to
who
attack
didn't know that it
enemies.
was pronounced Phi?
I didn't know that.
Her mysterious
I thought it was
manner of
pronounced
speaking is
Fee.
present in this
I said
title.
Fee.
Like I remember them saying it was pronounced Fee.
I always
Demon
said
Lord
Phi.
Girahim,
Maybe
who
this guy
relentlessly
just
pursued
Yeah,
has
this
it
guy's
wrong.
Skyward Sword.
This guy
also
doesn't know what he's
appears.
talking about.
How do you
Oh,
pronounce
it's the
He's near
dance.
him,
One of the
just now?
enemies, though. He's a playable character too.
Oh, wow.
So many nostalgic dances in this
Just
game.
like in Skyward Sword, he will lead you around by the nose with a variety of sword attacks. Expect him to go all out during battle as well. In addition to characters returning from past
That
Zelda
tongue.
games, what about new characters that are unique to Hyrule Warriors?
Will he have a tongue slap like move?
This is the Sorceress of Light, Lana, who takes to the battlefield for a book of sorcery.
So is it confirmed this is
Happens to
basically
be
all
one
the
of key
characters?
in the story.
No. I mean, wasn't it
And
said
she
that there
always
was going to be
fights
more?
with all her might.
I thought that was said somewhere, but
I don't
that
know.
could have just been
She
hearsay.
can create
I
magic
don't think
walls
any of those are true.
and then push them, pinch foes with them, or destroy them to attack enemies.
That was cool. That's very cool.
So the Cane of Samaria, whatever. Practically.
Okay,
Link should
next
push
up,
blocks like
grass
that.
cutting. I wouldn't say that
Ooh,
cutting grass is the
old
foundation
music.
of Zelda, but we all know it's something you definitely try
I love
out
how
when
they
you
have a whole
first acquire
segment for this.
sword. Cutting grass is not just some simple action you do to while away the time, though. Sometimes you may find hearts, rupees, or even something that makes you wonder, how'd that get in there? Worry not.
Yes,
You can cut grass in Hyrule Warriors
I
too.
was so worried.
I hear that they even considered adding a stage where all you do is chop up grass. But unfortunately, that didn't make the cut.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
whatever you
that's boring.
say.
As you advance the story, some characters will unlock new weapons. For example, the Fire Rod for Link.
I love how he said Fire
The
Rod,
Wind
but it
Waker
clearly
for
said
Zelda.
Magic Rod. And I noticed
And a
that
spear,
it
the
has a
power
bit
of
of
a
behavior
Deku
like
tree
the
for
wind
Lana.
bellows, or the gust bellows.
Why does Lana
Different
control the
weapons,
deck
you can
tree?
enjoy
I don't get
completely
that.
different
Yeah, it
actions.
kind of kills hope for
So try
Saria.
them all out and find your favorite one.
I love the ball and chain.
Here's an example.
It's a
Yes.
great item.
Pretty comical, I like it. Whoa. What is happening?
Each warrior has character-specific
Giant
special
Kutos from Link
attacks.
Between Worlds.
Using these special attacks will let you defeat a large number of enemies at once. In this title, we also added a new system called Focus Spirit. Fill your magic gauge and release it to use Focus Spirit. This will temporarily increase your character's abilities,
I don't like it. It's too hard to say.
so try to use it at key moments in battle,
Spirit.
along with the right special
FS.
attacks.
Whoa. Oh, is that like where you can summon the moon? Is that how you do it?
I get.
Next,
Maybe.
let's talk about
But they
bomb
probably have a
chews.
special attack for each weapon
A
you
bomb
use.
chew is a type of mouse
Bomb chew alert.
that moves forward automatically.
Bomb chew are really good in the
In
DS
Ocarina of
games.
Time,
Yeah, I agree.
there was a bowling-like mini
And horrible in Ocarina of Time.
Yep.
Yes, I also agree there too.
In Hyrule Warriors,
Oh!
bomb chews now look like this.
That's so
They're
cool.
huge.
Whoa, that thing is
No longer
gigantic.
mouse-sized. They're more like giant capybara, with giant explosions to match. Back in a bit.
Wow, that is cool. I'm buying the game for the bomb chew alone.
That's not weird at all.
It's not just the
Hey.
characters that are different from those in the core Zelda series. Since we created this unique game based on the Legend of Zelda franchise, the locations used in each battle are inspired by locales that will be familiar to all Legend of Zelda fans.
I like that little background there.
Yeah, it's cute.
Here's Skyloft from
Adorable.
Skyward Sword.
What happened?
So this is officially is not canon, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember that little charred blackened part of the island.
I also don't remember
Lake
that
Hylia
happening.
from Ocarina of Time.
I mean, maybe that happens to it.
Oh yeah, this
Water.
really looks like Lake Hylia.
Water looks really weird in this game.
It looks gross. I don't like
When you
it.
say weird, do you mean terrible?
Yes?
Yes, right there.
Nice.
Terrible.
And shiny.
That
And
music.
Twilight Field from Twilight Princess.
Twilight Field. That's a nice name.
About Twilight Field.
It should have been, but it's not actually Twilight. So it should have
It's
been
Twilight in
Twilight
some
Princess
areas,
Hyrule
I've heard.
Field.
There are more stages inspired by the Zelda universe, mainly from these three titles.
Why
We hope
those
you will
three?
Enjoy them all.
Because Wind Waker is too... not... it's too different looking.
Majora's Mask, though.
They had the moon.
Originally, Chain Chomp was a character from the Mario universe.
Oh my gosh.
But
Wait,
somehow,
what?
He made
Is this
his first
happening?
appearance in a 2D Zelda game.
Chain Chomp's a
I hear
new
it started
character.
because Mr. Tezuka, who
Chain
was
Chomp
working on Mario
confirmed
games
for
back then
Smash.
as well, jokingly put one in a Zelda
Final
game.
Destination, 4 stock, chain jump only.
This is Chain Chomp in Hyrule
Oh, 3
Warriors.
stock.
Whoa, what is
Looks like-
happening?
He's now a weapon.
Oh, it's like the ball and chain. It's like an
Ouch.
alternate costume.
That's funny.
That is funny. An alternate weapon, I should say. That's awesome.
Characters level up as you use them in battle.
For some reason I was
Each
thinking it was going to be
character
character
starts with certain
development.
stats.
Is this in most
And by
Dynasty
defeating
Warriors
more
games? Do you
enemies
guys
and
know?
gaining experience,
I have never played one,
they
so
can
no.
level up.
I don't know.
When you defeat certain monsters, they might drop various materials. Using these materials, you can craft different types of badges that will enhance the warrior's stats.
That bag looks remarkably similar to the
There are many
DQC
types of
bag.
enhancements. They can increase
I
a
was thinking it was
weapon's
a
number of
seed satchel.
attacks, create longer combos, extend focus spirit time, increase the number of times you can use special attacks and potions, and so on. By leveling up and creating badges, you can greatly enhance a character's stats. Sometimes, you may
just
acquire
turned the
new
world
weapons during
around.
battle.
Yeah, that's got to be weird for the people on the other side.
Some of them may have special abilities called skills.
Called
There are
skills. I
several
don't know why
varieties
that's
of
funny to
skills.
me.
Some of them increase attack damage, or perhaps increase the chance of finding hearts.
It's
When there's
kind of
an
like
empty skill slot,
part action, part
you can fuse the
RTS,
weapon
part
with another
RPG.
one
That's what it's
to
looking
increase
like.
the weapon's skills.
Disclaimer, never played a Dynasty Warriors game. I have no idea.
The harder to battle, the higher the chance of enemies dropping better weapons. So try battling and fusing to create your own ultra-powerful weapons.
Next up, we have the moon from The Legend of
Oh
Zelda,
no, that
Majora's
song.
Mask.
Reminds me of
Can't
bad
remember.
memories.
In Majora's Mask, once the moon hits the ground, it's game over. It made for a very
Becoming
tense
K-pop
atmosphere
song.
for the player.
Yeah.
In Hyrule Warriors, the moon works like this. Use a hookshot on the moon and... Ha!
It's
Use
so
the
s-
hook shot on the moon?
It's so small.
I know there was a bigger version of the moon for
But you're
some
so...
attack.
so tiny.
All right. Now I have another exciting mode I'd like to talk about. Please, take a look.
Take a look.
Please take a look.
Oh, look at that. That's cute.
This looks like a screen from a classic Zelda game.
Does it?
However, what you're actually looking at is an all-new adventure mode. It's a unique experience that combines the items of Zelda with the gameplay of Hyrule Warriors in a new way.
I love that
What you
8-bit
see
water
now
bomb.
is the map in adventure mode.
Whoa.
Every block on the grid represents one stage with its own unique victory condition.
Okay.
Once the battle starts,
Okay,
you'll be
that's
transported to
interesting.
the world of Hyrule Warriors. After you fulfill the victory condition, the grid next to the stage will be unlocked, and you can move forward.
Interesting.
In some of the maps, you can select the command Search. Using the exploration items you collect on the map, you can find hidden items.
This is cool.
This is a bit similar to classic Zelda games. If you are successful at exploring, hard-to-find items like new weapons and heart pieces will sometimes appear as rare victory prizes. Find treasure through exploration, then battle to retrieve it. As you advance in adventure mode, you can also unlock new playable characters, and some weapons only available in this mode. So, please try it out.
So is adventure mode like the main mode in the game?
No, I don't think so. I think it's secondary.
Huh.
Next we have...
But it's interesting.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
I think I can hear something.
Oh man, this is
It's a
familiar
gold
sounds
sculpture.
right now.
Longtime players will remember these guys from their collections. And the more you find...
I don't think you can kill those in one hit.
Of course, they're always hiding in odd places that make you say, hey, why are you hiding there? Finding them
I
is
never
always
said
a
that.
challenge.
Never ever.
Of
Nope.
course, they are hiding in Hyrule Warriors as well. Do you hear that?
What's up with that
Sounds-
sound?
I don't know
It's
why
coming
they
from the
can't get the
direction of
sounds right
gold
in this
sculpture,
game.
So you can find it by following the sound. Okay,
But
see
hey,
you
they
in a
actually
sec.
look like the illustration now. Look at that.
In Hyrule Warriors, just like in previous
There we go.
Dynasty Warriors titles, you can enjoy a two-player co-op mode with your family and friends. However, since we have the Wii U gamepad, instead of splitting the TV screen, we made it so each player can have his or her own screen,
Oh,
the TV monitor
Thanks.
or the gamepad screen.
Nice.
This might be a little technical, but in two-player mode, in order to process both screens simultaneously, the screen resolution is reduced slightly compared to when you're playing in single-player mode.
Wii U sucks. Don't buy it.
I don't know how I feel about that.
That said, just like when you're playing by yourself, we made sure the gameplay is as exciting and fun as it is in single-player. Of course, when you're playing single-player, off-TV mode is also available. Hyrule Warriors is a collaboration title between The Legend of Zelda and Dynasty Warriors. But at the same time, it's a fun spin-off Zelda title. So we made sure to add many fan-favorite elements.
Except Majora's Mask stuff.
Hyrule Warriors will be released in North America
There's
on
3
September
minutes left.
26th.
There's got to be a reveal. Come on.
That's it for today's presentation.
What do you mean there's 3 minutes left?
They said it was
Thank
26
you
minutes long.
for watching.
Keep going.
Come on.
I want more.
Come
Oh, here we
on.
go.
For our final bit, we're showing off a character you simply cannot forget to mention when discussing Zelda
Oh,
games.
jeez.
What does that mean?
Thank you all for watching.
Ganon.
What does that mean?
Single! Oh, man. Oh,
Wow,
this is
that
cool.
hair.
Ganondorf.
This is.
That hair's
tricky.
even better than yours, Hex.
I will concede to that.
Looks like Marluxia from Kingdom Hearts. With green skin.
It's like adult Ocarina of Time Ganondorf plus Twilight Princess Ganondorf plus
They
Demise.
should make this moveset this awesome in Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Come on, Sakurai, don't let them upstage you.
They're going to reveal him after this, I would assume.
They should just revealed him
I don't
during
think they're
the
gonna do
video.
it in direct, but maybe soon.
It should have been like a combo Hyrule Warriors Ganondorf reveal.
Yes.
I mean, combo with Smash Brothers.
Really likes digging.
Get him some mole mitts.
Playing tennis? Nope.
That better be a thing, somehow.
Something funny?
Kick.
Smash Brothers release date. Oh. I thought he was gonna like open it and the Smash Brothers release date was gonna fly out. Ooh!
Finally found a heart.
Oh!
Ooh.
Register. Oh, cool! Now that's what I'm talking about, Club Nintendo.
Huh. I like the other hair though.
So you get his Ocarina one and his Twilight Princess one. And, ooh, like what? Well, shoot, I already pre-ordered from GameStop, so hopefully they got...
They usually have the stuff.
Well, hopefully they have the one that I want, though. Which is the Ocarina of Time one, probably.
I'm a little disappointed that they're showing us so much stuff we already know at the end.
I feel like Ganondorf was the only new thing.
Pretty much.
No,
I mean,
because the adventure mode was shown.
But I already saw that in some trailer I remember seeing.
yeah, they briefly and very vaguely went over it in some of their stuff. But
I don't remember that.
well, I mean, they showed screenshots and whatnot. They went into more detail with this.
Zelda
I
is
like
so...
Skyward Sword costumes the best. I mean, besides the Hyrule Warriors ones.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Hyrule Warriors Nintendo Direct. Let's dig into this a little bit. What did you guys think of this?
Well, I was right. Ganondorf was finally revealed.
Oh, that was an easy one.
I was hoping it would be someone new, because I mean we've seen teasers for Ganondorf, and I was hoping we would see somebody from another game. I really want to see someone from Wind Waker or Majora's Mask, but so far not yet.
I feel like they stayed away from the cell shading games just because it would have been hard to
Yeah,
bring them over.
it is true.
I mean, but they did it with Skyward Sword. I mean, Link looks ridiculous in that costume, but they didn't have a problem bringing that over. I mean,
He looks awesome in that costume.
it looks terrible.
The
I don't know.
characters look a lot like Skyward Sword characters to me.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there is a lot of aesthetic taken from the Skyward Sword games. I mean,
Like the
you think
enemies.
Do you think maybe Nintendo said, look, we've already got Wind Waker HD, we don't need a game taking attention away from that? Like, it would be too soon to sort of have that?
I don't think so. I think it's really just the difference between the aesthetics of the games makes it hard to... I mean, they took the Wind Waker as a weapon, but I don't know how much actual character content or enemy content they can take from the game without it being jarring.
Right.
Just look at Smash Bros, for example, how they had to change Toon Link's look a bit to make it more look better with all the other characters.
Right. Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah. Well, and it's not going to be a direct, they're not going to like rip it from Wind Waker or something and throw it in Hyrule Warriors, but I don't know, I thought it would have been interesting. And the lack of attention to Majora's Mask is kind of bothering me a little bit. I mean, I know we got the moon and, all that, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially with it coming out so soon, at least for Japan. I don't know how much new information they can really give after the Japan release.
I think that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much Hyrule Warriors. And
They revealed a lot.
Yeah, it's true. Over the past few weeks, they've been revealing stuff.
I feel like if they had saved it all towards... Do you think if they had saved it towards more like this point that the impact would have been bigger than if they had just given it out over time like they have?
I don't know. That's a good question. It's something to think
I felt
about.
like people were saying how they kept getting hype every week new information came out, but I got more bored of it. I was just like, guys, just release it. Stop giving me so much information.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I don't really care about having the information, but I kind of want it all in one place because it's just easier. And when you take in all that much information at once, it's kind of overwhelming, but in a good way.
Yeah.
And that's sort of how I feel about it.
I think in a way it kind of sets people up for disappointment if there's sort of this expectation that even though they're revealing things steadily over a few weeks, that there's still going to be a big reveal with like a lot of characters, or at least a handful of characters near the end, and I don't think that's going to happen at this point.
I think it's too late for that.
Yeah.
I think they may have even they may have just even revealed every character in the game today. Like, do you really think there's any more hidden in this game? Because this game comes out in 10 days in Japan.
No, I don't. I mean, they announced that the development was done days ago, if not over a week ago or something like that.
Right.
So there's not going to be any changes.
I feel like it's a bad idea though, revealing every single character, but they probably did.
Well, I mean, they kind of made a risk making the game in the first place, and this is kind of one of the first spin-offs that they've ever had for the franchise, so I think being more upfront with information is probably a little bit lower of a risk, and it kind of gives people some hype that they might not necessarily have if they didn't reveal some of the characters.
That's true. I'm not sure what the impact of this direct is going to be. I'm eager to get this podcast up and hear what other people have to say about it, because my level of hype is pretty much the same as it was going into this.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, this didn't get me hyped up at all. It was just sort of like here's some more stuff to look at, and which is fine, But I'm not convinced that this direct is going to be a system seller, or not a system seller, but a game seller for anybody.
No.
Yeah, I'm looking at the other chat, and they seem pretty much disappointed as us about the lack of new content shown.
Well, we're Zelda fans, so yeah. I think we were gonna be close to disappointed, no matter what was shown today, and and the fact that they didn't even mention Zelda U, I thought it was interesting. I don't know. I felt like maybe we'd have something coming.
I didn't really have any expectation that Zelda U would be mentioned. I mean, when they label it like Hyrule Warriors Direct specifically, it doesn't catch me off guard that there's no other information about other games.
And they have different people working on it.
I kind of just had a hunch because Aonuma appeared in the direct and all this, so maybe they just dropped like a little bit of information. That's like true. Development is going well or something. Yeah. But not even that, so.
It seems to be more like an informational direct for people who might not be following very closely. That seems to be the trend with some of these directs, because the Mario Kart Direct had a lot of information that has already been shown several times before.
That's true.
So
I also get the sense that a lot of people probably aren't paying attention to Hyrule Warriors just because it's so, for a Zelda game, or a game at least based on the Zelda franchise, it's really low profile.
That's true.
And I think it's just because there's been like 100 Dynasty Warriors games already, but
that, and it's kind of odd for the Zelda series in the first place. Like, people think of Zelda as just the core franchise, and everything else kind of falls by the wayside.
Yes.
So
there are a lot of people that don't know anything about Dynasty Warriors or even heard of it though, and they might just buy it just because they see Zelda.
That's true. But I think they're doing a good job promoting it. It's been in the spotlight a good bit for the past few weeks.
I think once it comes out in Japan and we sort of see the whole thing as a full package, that it's going to start getting a little more attention. I think it'll be a modest seller over here, like probably 1 million. And I say modest, like 1 million, but it is a Zelda game, basically, and on a console that's essentially getting one good game, one like AAA game a month for the next 6 months, basically. So people are going to be wanting a new game fairly frequently on this console, so Hyrule Warriors will fill that gap.
I'd really like to see Hyrule Warriors make profit. They see that it was a good idea to make this Zelda spin-off and maybe do it again for some other kind of genre.
I love the idea of a Zelda spin-off. I don't want to see Hyrule Warriors again, at least not until I play it and see if it's great. But I love the idea of spin-offs. I've always liked spin-offs, and when I saw Hyrule Warriors, I was skeptical, and then I started seeing more of it, and I'm like, this is pretty good. I like this idea. I like the idea of spinning off my favorite video game franchise.
Yeah, it's true, and it'd be a good way to kind of flesh out the world that they don't really have an opportunity to do in the core games. I think there's a lot of potential for future spin-offs to kind of expand on the lore a bit. I would like to see that personally.
The last thing we need is more confusing Zelda lore, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, I've never been one to really take the lore too seriously. Not like some people on the boards that we will not name.
They'll be on this pod. We're gonna do an all timeline podcast. I think this is a good idea. And we'll keep you guys updated on that because I like that idea.
Yeah, let's do it.
I do love arguing with people about Hyrule Historia, though.
Oh goodness.
I think you would be a good guest. I have no idea. I'm so clueless when it comes to all this stuff because I've been playing through all the games, but I haven't really been paying that much attention. So I sort of just play them,
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's a good place to have the last word there.
Oh, do you want to talk about what character you want to play as the most?
Oh yeah, we should do a user question. Sorry guys, totally forgot.
And that was a question mentioned. I don't remember who it was, but
I can't remember. Do you remember who it was, Zyber?
Yeah, shut up, Navi.
Oh, shut up, Navi's question of the week is: What Hyrule Warriors character would you most like to play as?
It's something I actually haven't thought too much about, but I think of the characters, just based on trailers and whatnot, I think Sheik is going to be a very interesting character. The attacks
Sheik looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, the harp. I went back and watched the video again, and sure enough, that was the Song of Storms that did that little hurricane thing. So
cool.
I am very interested in seeing how those songs translate into attacks. So that's mine.
I'll go. Sorry about that. After watching that, I am now convinced that Lana is going to be like my favorite character because I was watching all those attacks, like with the cube and all that transparent stuff, and with the Deku tree and all this, and I'm like, this is going to be fun. Like, she has a lot of attacks that just look like a lot of fun to me, and that's kind of a shallow reason, but hey, it looks like it's that kind of game. Like, it's just the kind of game you want to play as the character with the most fun attacks.
I guess. For me, I mean, I'll have to play as all of them at some point.
Yeah.
But Lana's kind of attacks actually don't interest me because I'm just like, man, it takes forever for it to go through the attack animations and stuff. I'd rather go for like things like Link and Impa and Ganon even, who just do powerful, quick attacks. Just to I'd rather not get bored of fighting off all these enemies.
Yeah, that's true. Quick attacks might have their merit in a game like this. For sure.
Well, we'll have to wait and see how bored we get playing a game of this genre. I mean, that's kind of one of Dynasty Warriors. I guess what people complain about the most is repetition and whatnot. So
I think it's understandable.
Yeah.
But I've never played a Dynasty Warriors game, so at the very least, it'll be fresh when I first play it. So
I'm actually happy that I can play on the gamepad because then I can just be watching an anime or something on my laptop while just randomly attacking people.
I guess it might be one of those games that can be played very passively, so.
I find a lot of games can do that if you try hard enough.
And if you're good enough at them, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, well, maybe this is a better spot to stop because we've now talked about our user question of the week. We've given you our impressions of the Nintendo Direct. So for Hextupleu and Zyber, this is Spiegelwee signing off for our podcast for this week. If you liked the episode, make sure you like the video and subscribe to us, and you'll never miss another one. And we look forward to your viewership in the future. So say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
Night.
All right. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening, guys.